It's onepiece daisuke Motti.
Today's topic is this: unmasking the Void Century, the truth about the Ancient Kingdom. Here we are finally, the Ancient Kingdom, one of the vital mysteries in One Piece. We first got to know about its existence in Ohara arc in the past story of Robin. Ohara, that has studied the poneglyphs and Void Century, got destroyed via a buster code that world government has ordered. Professor Clover, who was about to reveal the name of the Ancient Kingdom, was shot and Ohara got destroyed. In this video, I want to start with revealing the name of the Ancient Kingdom that Professor Clover was about to tell us. I want to inherit Clover's will, no actually the will of Ohara, and make this reveal happen. I've checked my surroundings and there is no CP9 around pointing a gun at me. The Great Kingdom that used to be enormous and prosperous 800 years ago. Its name was WANO. I know you're thinking, what the hell are you talking? But as always, I've assembled enough reasons and evidences to make you convinced, so don't click me away.
It's onepiece daisuke Motti. Next.
Before I start, I want to tell you how the theory is gonna roughly proceed stepwise. First, the occasion. I will let you know what the occasion was to make the theory. Then the reasons. There are 5 major reasons why I'm claiming the theory, the Great Kingdom being WANO. Lastly, the mystery about Amatsuki Toki. If my theory was real, there's a mystery around Amatsuki Toki that can be solved at the same time. I've chosen the name Amatsuki Toki instead of Kozuki Toki on purpose, but you'll get to know later on why. These are the steps. Okay, the first one. How I got to start the theory. Let's go. Actually, I planned the theory to be my very first video, but there was one crucial missing link at the core part, and that's why I needed the time to review the entire theory. But when I read the story again and again, I noticed one particular scene that made me convinced of my theory. This scene. Kaido making Onigashima flawed with his dragon ability. How can this scene be linked to my today's theory though? Okay, let's finally get to one of the reasons why I'm claiming Great Kingdom being the WANO. Yamato, who seems to be the key man of WANO arc, what she owns is Oden's journal. So what's inside of the journal? What did Oden write in there? And how's Yamato gonna behave in future who's aware of what's inside? But did you realize that not everything from Oden's journal has been kept secret? During Oden's past story, a part of it was revealed. And one particular sentence in there is exactly the first reason for my theory today. That is, I had learned everything about the blank century, meaning of the name of D, about the ancient weapons. Wano had connected with the world in the past. It was translated as connected with the world, and it's not wrong. But in Japanese, it was actually more like of the nuance bordered or touched. It's not 100% clear though, Oda kept it vague. But that was what I felt at least. Reading the English translation, you might just think that Wano used to be a country that was not isolated, and leaving and entering the country was possible. I guess also many Japanese readers got such an impression. However, the original nuance Oda has chosen can be also translated like this. Also from demographic point of view, Wano used to connect with the world. Wano, that is an isolated island now, used to be connected with other countries back in the time, meaning contiguous to other country. So Wano has moved from its initial location. You might think, as if. But the occasion I told you about earlier can solve it. Yes. Kaido, who turned into a dragon, enables to move Onigashima by floating it with flame clouds. If it's possible to move Onigashima, WANO itself can be moved from somewhere as well. Perhaps that scene was a hint for the theory. It's yet just an assumption so far though. How does it link to the theory Great Kingdom being WANO after all? Let me show you the next reason. Now I want to talk about the true history of our world. Marco Polo, who was born in the Republic of Venice 750 years ago in 1254, was an explorer who traveled through Asia along the Silk Road for 24 years. Describing his travel, he published The Travels of Marco Polo. It introduced the Asian countries that were still unknown at the time to Europe. In there, Polo described Japan as follows. The land of gold, Zipangu. This is how Polo described Japan. I mean, it sounds pretty nice, and being a Japanese, I kinda feel proud. But you know, to be honest, you can't dig for much gold in Japan. There are actually also rumors that Polo even didn't go to Japan himself, but just heard of it during his stay in China. Probably he's just heard of Chusonji Konjikido and introduced it to the European people like Japanese buildings are all like this. Furthermore, it's said that when translating the travelogue, there has been many mistranslations and a catchphrase like the land of gold rose up. But what about One Piece? Have you noticed that the term country of gold came up in Wano? In chapter 937, Yukimaru said, long ago when Wano was known as the country of gold. Okay, that's legit. Marco Polo describing as the land of gold Zipangu, Yukimaru saying Wano was known as the country of gold. It's actually obvious that Oda attributed the travels of Marco Polo here. Further, opposed to the real world, in One Piece the language is all unified. There's no chance a mistranslation would occur, and it would mean that long ago Wano Kuni used to be a country of gold indeed. We should probably trust what Yukimaru has said here, and in the story of One Piece, there's one more place that has a close connection to gold. City of Gold, Shandora. Yes, the ancient city that resided on Jaya back then and currently located at Sky Island, Skypiea, an ancient kingdom Wano Kuni and the ancient city Shandora. You may gradually get what my point is. The travels of Marco Polo that was tributed in One Piece derived from the real world, country of gold Wano and city of gold Shandora. Let's go to the next reason. Wano Kuni and Shandora. These two countries that are connected by gold have some inevitable things in common. First one is the face and huge creature. In Wano, people already used to believe in the Wisdom King before Kaido resided there. As well, they named the huge boar after the god of the mountains. On the other hand, in Shandora, they called the huge snake Kashigami. So, the first thing in common is the deification of giant creatures. And second, the importance of trees. Since the trees Sasaki was tied at in Onigashima was a sacred tree, and Hitetsu's house in Kuri is also tied up with the holy straw rope, we can presume that all over Wano people believe in spirits to reside inside trees. And in Shandora, of course, the tree of embodiment. The fight between Noland and Kalgara, who became closest friends, the trigger was this tree of embodiment. Recalling this fight, it's self-explaining that people from Jaya deified that particular tree. In both countries, people placed importance to trees. There was the second thing in common. Third, the poneglyph. No need to mention that. Wano that created the poneglyph itself, and Shandora that fought to protect the poneglyph and eventually got destroyed. Opposed to other poneglyphs around the world, the poneglyph in Shandora, Oda has intentionally mentioned that Shandora was destroyed after fighting to protect its existence. Wano and Shandora, that are far apart from each other, have so many things in common in addition to being a country of gold. My theory that Wano has moved, which sounded unreliable at the beginning, may get way more persuasive now. And up next, we are getting to the core of the theory. It's about the Sea Stone. Compared to the next one, all the reasons I've explained so far are nothing. Fourth reason, Sea Stone. To come straight to the point, that thing on Viper's feet. In the first place, did you recognize that Viper, who was born and raised on Sky Island, having this is kinda weird? Sea Stone has its origin in Wano. It was confirmed by Hawkins' quote as shown here. And this conversation in Sky Island arc, the Sea Stone contains a special substance called pyrobloin. And this substance was actually in the walkable cloud from Sky Island too. Having said that, the fact that there are sea stones on Sky Island is nothing strange. Then what's so strange? How the heck is Viper able to process the sea stone? The primary function of the thing on Viper's feet is to move on the clouds of Sky Island. It's not like it was initially on the Blue Sea, then blasted up by knock upstream. But the processing had to be done on the Sky Island, there's no doubt. Do you get what I want to say? It means that Shandias, who are the last survivors of the Golden City Shandora, somehow have processing technology that is at the same level of that of WANO's craftsmen. I mean it's distinct. WANO and Shandora used to be the same country. Okay, the logic behind is now clear. The last reason I want to advocate now is a trace that was found in Skypia, which makes this logic decisive.